Welcome to Passion. I'm your host, Britt Ayvee, and today we have two guests here from LA, Radha Nelia and Ayvee Verzanelia.
Hello.
We are very fortunate to have them joining us on Passion today. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, the talent, the scope of your talent between the two of you is mind-boggling to me. You're both producers, actresses. You both starred in feature films, modeled and sing across the country. Ayvee, you sing across the country, and just really pleased that you could make the time to be here with us.
Anytime for you, Britt.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I want to talk about your current passions because they're very exciting. But before we do so, I'd like to bring our audience up to speed a little bit about how you got involved in the industry. I'd like to ask you, Radha, about how you ended up dancing, belly dancing, for the president of the Philippines.
Oh, wow. That's a fun story. I actually started dancing here in Ashland, Oregon when I was 15 years old. I saw the most gorgeous belly dancer, and I fell in love with the art immediately. I knew I had to do it, and so I continued to go on and be in a troupe here, and I actually got to perform at the Ashland Shakespeare Festival, which is such an honor, because everybody knows the Shakespeare Festival is the greatest thing in the world.
Yes.
And then I got invited to the Philippines, and I became an actress there when I was just a teenager. And one of the jobs I had was to perform. I didn't even know it was for the president, and then when I found out later, I was so surprised. But I'm glad I didn't know, otherwise I would have been really nervous.
I bet, I bet.
Yeah.
What an honor.
It was such an honor, yeah.
And then they offered you a modeling contract and...
In acting,
An
yeah, it was a
acting
3-year
contract?
acting contract. I got to
Wow.
live there for a year and a half, and I totally, got to experience what it's like to live in the Philippines, in the city, all by myself, and it really got me prepared, for living in LA. Because, coming from a small town, I'm used to a slow pace of life, and that was like thrown into the jungle immediately.
Right.
That was very exciting, though. I loved it.
Well,
Love to go back again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would imagine, too, seeing some of the poverty over there helped inspire you towards your current passions of really helping people and activism, merging activism and art in films that you produce.
That's so true. I was amazed to see how people lived in boxes on the side of the road, and when I'd go out to like different events or clubs, I would see the children selling candies, and it just really broke my heart, and it got me thinking about how grateful and lucky I am. I became a lot more grateful after that experience and realized what I have, and
What a gift.
yeah, it was a gift, really.
What a
And
gift.
so I hope that in my movies I'll be able to share with other people some current news and events, and change the world as any way I can.
Well, gratitude is such a wonderful attitude to have. It really blossoms into creative works oftentimes, and it sounds like you're going to carry that through your projects. So, Ayvee, I'm going to ask you a little bit about your current novel. You just wrote your first novel. And I'm not going to ask either of you your ages. We had a laugh in the pre-interview about this. We were talking age, and you said, well, just always say you're 12. And then what was the rest of that joke? It was, something about being 6. Anyway, you're a very young lady to have written your first novel. I understand you wrote The Color of the Cross, your first novel, in 5 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, I did, and it was a very challenging experience. I'm glad that the opportunity came to me. I did a lot of research, and it was an assignment. I worked very closely with the creator of the film, Color of the Cross. He's a director, he's an actor, and he's also Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, in the film, Jean-Claude Lamar. I got to go into his mind and then also do my own research and, add plot twists, and it was a great experience. It's opened a lot of doors for me.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's like to, because you're going to be the producer on the prequel, which is a sequel but before, right?
Yes, it's entitled The Young Messiah.
Thank
so,
you.
Color of the Cross, it's an unauthorized biography of Black Jesus, a very controversial film, and The Young Messiah shows Yeshua as a young boy.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool to be a producer. It's a totally different thing. It's behind the scenes as opposed to, being a screenwriter. That's also behind the scenes. But, being an actress, I'm used to being in front of the camera. And as a producer, you really get to, make things happen and sort of have creative control.
Well, that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. And I understand you're going to be teaching a seminar here on December 16th.
Yes, I will be. It's called How to Write a Book in 5 Weeks.
That's
I'm going to take
exciting.
it.
Yep, we're there. We're
It's
there.
going to be at Iris Blossom.
The boutique across from the Varsity downtown?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. December 16th.
Great.
If you'd like more details, you can email me at ayveebaby, AYVEEBABY @yahoo.com. And it's going to be very informative and a lot of fun.
Wonderful. Well, we will keep putting up your websites, both of you. I know that there's a lot of information people can get from your website, so we'll keep displaying those graphics. And at the end, you're going to perform "Wish It Could Be" for us. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that one you wrote?
Yes.
Okay.
I write all of my music.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Radha, another question for you. After your belly dancing experience in the Philippines, you moved to Hollywood,
That's right.
and you still live in Hollywood.
I do, yeah.
Tell us what it's like to have studied with Bobby Chance.
Oh my gosh, she is one of the most amazing teachers I've ever had, and I get so much from her. She's such a passionate, beautiful lady. And one of my favorite actresses, Drew Barrymore, actually studied with her when she was younger. And I just love her. She really opens you up, and I don't know, I love her. It's like therapy, really. So
Excellent.
it's a great honor to be
Excellent.
working with her. Yeah.
Now, she's worked with all sorts of greats, hasn't she?
She really has. I believe she worked with Brad Pitt, and Jennifer Aniston came to some of her classes, and she works with the best, and she's the best teacher. So if anybody ever decides they want to move to LA, go study with her and tell them I sent you.
Yeah, I've actually,
Excellent.
I sat in on a class before and also came in as a casting director when I was working with a company. And she just has this raw energy that's kind of like, tell it like it is. So I think that's why, people that have already made it, they come back, they'll drop in every 6 months or a year just to, sort of feel that energy. So
Wonderful.
very cool.
Wonderful. Before I forget, tell me about your fake fur.
Oh, yes. So
Is that a chinchilla?
no, it's not. This is faux. Both Radha and I don't believe in wearing fur. We're down with the PETA thing, and we're actually going to be donating anything that we have that was given to us by our grandmothers or relatives to PETA. So.
That's right. Any
Wonderful.
fur.
Wonderful.
Oops. We become much more educated once we watch the videos online. I suggest that
Right.
to everybody.
Yeah. It's cool to be environmental.
Well, it fits in around here too. Ashland is full of people that are very passionate about different causes, and the environment is definitely right up there, as well as diversity. And speak a little bit about Artivists. Now, Artivists is a film festival that I went down to LA and went to with you. And it reminded us very much of the Ashland Independent Film Festival and the passion that many people in this town have for creating more joy, more peace in the world. Uplifting themes.
Educational as well.
Right.
Especially subjects that aren't talked about. So, Sundance is amazing. I've been to Sundance before, and I'd love to bring another film back. And Artivist is interesting, though, because it takes movies that are a little more controversial and, puts them on display, and they really honor the actors and the activists and the artists that, that are making efforts to make changes in this world, which is so important. So I'm excited to see in the next couple of years what happens with that. And we'll go next year again.
That'll be
and,
great.
I'm
was a lot
looking
of
forward
fun.
to submitting a film to that as well in the
Great.
future.
Well, I will be
So-
there cheering you on for sure. Their slogan, I think, is merging art and activism for global consciousness. And this town is full of people who are very interested in promoting global consciousness.
Absolutely.
You know, we have to take part.
Everybody's responsible. It's not just one person or a certain group. I think each individual needs to take full responsibility because each individual contributes to part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Our
and
energy
especially,
counts.
yeah, especially if you're educated, you need to go ahead and walk the walk, not just talk about it. So.
Excellent. Well, how do you really feel there? All right, there's some passion. Can you tell us a little bit about your red carpet experience hosting the Diversity Awards?
Oh, sure. I loved it so much. You know, I got to interview Michael Clark Duncan, who's this amazing actor, and you know, he's so big and robust, and he looks kind of scary, but he's really sweet. You know, such a sweet guy, and of course, my favorite, The Rock. You know, he is larger than life, and his charisma absolutely exudes. He's one of those people, and I'm never starstruck, that when you are right next to him, your heart goes, you're like, oh my gosh. But to top it off, he's actually a really sweet person too. And
that's good to
and
know.
It's funny. I was interviewing him, and I got to hold. He got an award, and it was this glass award, and I was kind of like feeling like I was shaking. He's like, "Careful with my award." I was like, "I got it.
Don't
cool.
drop my glass award, girl."
So,
well, before I forget, I'd like to share with the audience a clip of you belly dancing.
oh, cool.
So if we could go to that clip, that would be much appreciated. I think it's a minute and a half or so, 2 minutes.
Does it have any music?
Wow. I don't hear the music, so it's so exciting, though. It doesn't need music. That's just fabulous. Look at that costume.
Card music. And it was actually for his big, he had a huge party. And he's a wonderful, great guy. He gives a lot back to his community. So it was just a night of fun, a great night of fun. I get to perform for a lot of great events, and I do a lot of charities too. So it's my way of giving back. I love it.
Was that in that clip from the Philippines?
Actually, no, that was in Hollywood.
Okay.
I was here in Hollywood.
Wonderful.
This was
Fabulous.
another event. I can't recall which one it was.
I wish I'd seen you in the Green Show. That must have been a lot of fun.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
so great. Yeah,
Great.
maybe in the future. You never
Good
know.
job. You never know. Ayvee, we've covered the seminar and your novel, Color of the Cross. Tell us a little bit about the strengths that you've developed from your childhood, about your childhood that have gotten you here, and about your singing now. I understand you sang recently at the San Jose Museum of Art.
Yes, I did. It was a
Okay.
wonderful experience in November. I also had a book signing there,
Okay.
performed my original music, and the venue was just gorgeous. There was all this amazing art, and I was really, really inspired, you know, performing there. Also with another amazing singer, Gina Renee of Solstice.
Okay.
And she has a really large following in San Francisco and the Bay Area.
Lovely.
As far as my music, growing up, I was actually put into foster care and then adopted. So music was my outlet.
Wow.
I started out in musical theater and did all of the plays, and then I realized that I wanted to sort of dig deeper and learn more about songwriting. I started writing poetry, and then I started putting music behind it.
I see.
That's really how it all came about.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's very exciting. We almost got a clip from that show at the San Jose Museum of Art. But
Yes.
I guess the agent didn't quite get it here in time. So.
That guy's fired.
We do have a clip from The Color of the Cross, though. We actually have the trailer. So I'd like to cut to the trailer of Ayvee's first novel, The Color of the Cross, which is, actually it's been released
October
in LA.
28th at the Directors
Okay,
Guild of America.
at the Directors Guild.
A really wonderful venue to hold a red carpet event. And
It's already aired in LA and New York, is that correct?
LA, New York, all throughout the Deep South.
Okay.
And the clip is of the feature film that goes along with my book with the same title.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if we could cut to the trailer of Color of the Cross.
What's so special about tonight?
Because on this night we celebrate our freedom as Jews, each of us.
You all be sure to be careful.
Where is he?
We gave him up a long time ago. How much further? I hope we're not too late.
We will get to Gethsemane before they do.
Search the house.
Die, you black Jew!
Do you think they're doing this because he's black?
They're doing this because he's the Messiah.
Wow, thanks. That's pretty inspiring. Pretty radical.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
Pretty radical. That's really exciting. I understand it's being well received.
Yes, it is. It's also starring some wonderful actors and actresses. Debbie Morgan from Woman Thou Art Loose, Ananda Lewis. She's a celebrity host.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, I'd like to hear a little bit about your production, Walk by Faith, Radha, that you produced, that Ayvee was the lead in, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fun. It's actually with New Light Entertainment and Black Christian Movies.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful little film. It has a great message of love and hope in it, as all the messages. And Ayvee here was actually one of our stars. She was a singer and she played one of the leads. And do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Sure. I played Shanice. She's sort of a girl who wants to run off and marry her boyfriend. She's 18 years old, and her boyfriend, I think, is a year younger than her. And she finds guidance at the end and realizes that she doesn't want to go ahead and make a rash decision. She would rather look within and look to her faith. And I'm also featured as a gospel soloist, which is really fun for me because I get to act and sing at the same time.
And wasn't that the hottest summer you've ever had? We were in a church with no air conditioning. Oh my goodness. And we were there for like 14 hours a day, and everybody was like dehydrated, and she was singing, you know, and it was crazy. You thought we were all gonna faint, but it's amazing what endurance. That's one thing I love about producing, is you realize the strengths that you never knew you had. You're like, you know, you'll do whatever it takes to get it done. And
that's amazing.
So. Radha is an amazing producer. Like she has the passion, and she also has the vision, and she can say, okay, we need to do this. Okay, well, do you need water? You know, she has it all down from, you know, breaking down the budget to making sure that all the actors and actresses feel comfortable.
Oh,
that's
you.
She also gets up early. She also gets up early when she's on set.
Yeah, when I'm on set. Otherwise, when I'm not, forget it.
I'm with the noon deal here. Well, you wrote Walk by Faith, did you?
I actually didn't want to write that one.
I thought you wrote that one. But you are working on your own films.
I am.
Great.
I'm very excited to be doing that now.
Good.
Yeah.
Now you have your own film company called Golden Goddess Films.
I do. We actually have a website, goldengoddessfilms.com, and we're developing that right now. And we actually have a wonderful new movie that we are working on, and it's just getting started, but it's about a village of hope, and I'd actually direct you to the website, which is sustainablevillages.org. And we have one of the best, one of my favorite directors, which is Hannah Elias.
He's been to Ashland,
He's been to Ashland. He's been all around the world with his movie, The Olive Harvest, which was actually nominated for Best Foreign Film for the Oscars a while back. And he's just an amazing, very passionate person. I'm so privileged and thrilled to be working with him because I know he's very picky about his projects.
He's all about quality.
Very much, and this is this is a passion project for all of us.
Wow, congratulations. Well, he picked quality girls, didn't he? Good for you. Can you tell me a little bit about your music audition? This story was just so much fun in the pre-interview about Little John. I understand that he invited you to an audition and is a friend of yours, and give us that fun little anecdote.
Okay, well, Little John, he's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine, and He invited me to a music video audition. When I first got to LA, I was doing a lot of music videos, and I was all into that. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Right. Because as a model, you know, you usually get picked.
Yeah,
to
being a
do
model,
videos
yeah,
and
you
print and.
Wonderful. Actually, I got one of your cowboy hats from an MTV
cool.
video you had. Remember, it says love on the front of it? It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I have a
you.
music video to go with that one. All right. So he invited me to an audition. He gave me the time and the place, and I showed up all decked out. And the you know, casting director said, okay, this is going to be a really special music video. It's going to be a horror music video. It's totally different from the rest. And you need to play a psycho zombie, like crazy. Like you're going to have lights shooting out of your eyes. They're going to be red. And, you know, just go crazy. I want to see you go crazy. You know, he's like, the girls, they don't go crazy enough. We haven't found somebody. So I was like, okay, give me a moment.
So now you're determined to get this crazy part.
So I'm determined. And then I'm like, and so I'm just, after that I went nuts. They turned the music on and I'm doing the robot, you know, pretending like lights are shooting out of my eyes. He's like, okay, convulse. And so I go on the ground, I start convulsing like crazy. I mean, acting a fool. And, you know, the casting director's assistant was totally laughing. I mean, I was wondering why they were chuckling at that. And they're like, okay. They stopped torturing me after 5 minutes at least had gone by. And I'm doing all this crazy stuff.
That's a long time.
Very long time. I'm like, is this ever going to end?
Convulsing on the floor.
Did a whole horror movie here.
Oh my goodness.
And so at the end, they're like, okay, well, thank you very much. And I left, and I was like, okay, that was very strange. I got a call later, like, you got it, you know, you got the part. And then Little John called, and he's like, I saw your video. He's like, I got you. He's like, you know, that wasn't, you know, it wasn't really the audition. All I had to do was, you know, dress up in a bustier.
Stand there, turn around, and then walk out.
So you got it the minute you walked in, but then they wanted to play it a little.
Told them to, you know, that, I want her for the part, but he was just messing with me. So they have that on tape. That'll be fun.
And the other funny thing is that the casting director's assistant actually turned out to be my friend. And when she had found out that I knew Radha, she's like, that girl is so strange. I saw her at an audition.
She thought I was the biggest freak ever.
I was like, really?
Huh.
So.
Just all that talent. That was very brave. That was a very brave thing to do.
You can't be afraid to make a fool of yourself as many times as possible.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm down with that. That's pretty. That kind of goes with the territory. You can't be afraid to make a fool of yourself in your business.
You have to laugh at yourself and have fun.
And make mistakes, and there is no book, so don't go by the book.
Yeah, you're in danger if you take yourself too seriously.
Yes.
All right.
If you don't have a sense of humor, I don't know how you're going to last in this town.
Well, we sure had a fun time on the way back from the Artivist.
Oh, we did.
Oh, my
and you
goodness.
looked so gorgeous.
Oh, bless your
Beautiful.
heart.
I know. I saw her coming down the steps to the award show, and I was like, oh, who's this beautiful celebrity? And I was like, she is stunning. And she came, she's like, Radha? I was like, Brit? Just gorgeous, this lady.
Oh, thank you. It was a really fun time, and it's neat to be 5 feet away from Daryl Hannah and all these people that really are using their celebrity for art and activism.
Right. Love it.
Now, we only have about 5 minutes left. So first of all, I want to thank you both so much for being here. You're very inspiring.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Very much.
And Ayvee is going to sing a song for us that she wrote. So they're going to cue up the background music, and you're going to perform "Wish It Could Be."
Yes.
Yes.
And some backup dancers.
All right. Yeah, we're going to get up and back up dance. Oh my goodness.
The Little John thing.
Oh, yeah. I'll be the
You can both on the floor. I'll gesture in the back. Okay. Give me a sign, y'all, when her music is started, so she knows when she should start singing. All right.
Just start it over one more time.
Okay. One more time. If you could start
Rewind.
that over.
Rewind.
We're going to just keep flowing with this. If you all could start, there we go. The beauty of live television. We'll just go with it. This is great. Okay, you ready, Ayvee?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead, boys.
Here we go.
Oh, a little silence is okay. We need to hear it and hear again. Here we go.
Going through my daily routine, knows I'm thinking of you. You're such a mystifying type bad guy. I know you can remember. I know you can recall times that we were together. Come back to me. You know this ain't a perfect world. No. No. But on and round, you know the story goes. With the pressures of this world holding us down, I still can't help but wonder about those distant days. Though I'm touching him while you touching her. But I know you can remember. I know you can recall times that we were together. Come back to me. You know this ain't a perfect world.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
Girl, that's
girl.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. I just want to go out dancing now. That was just great. I got to snap to it and get back in the rhythm here. Well, we only have 1 minute left, so I want to remind people that we have both of your graphics, or have graphics of the websites. I hope people got your websites. You've got a seminar coming up.
Yes.
Ayvee, Radha, your projects are also accessible through your website. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about your famous, fun singing friends and whatnot, but maybe you'll come back for a second show.
Sure.
That would be lovely.
And you guys should
Love
do a
to.
duet together, because Britt here is an amazing singer, by the
Yes,
way.
she is.
I'm working on it. Working on it. Well, God bless you both. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
having
Yeah,
us.
this has been
appreciate
wonderful.
Love you, Britt.
Absolutely. Love you guys too. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Passion. I've been your host, Britt Ayvee, and we've been here with Radha Nelia and Ayvee Verzanelia. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, and we will see you again on Passion. Bye-bye.